Hello and welcome to Sizzy Reviews. By the intro you could tell what this channel is about, so we're going to get right into it. You should also check out my main channel and subscribe. It will be in the description box below. Share some love with a sister, you know what I mean. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel because there's a lot in store. This is a very, very brand new channel, and I hope to see so many of you return again and again to see my reviews. Now, let's get into it. When the Bough Breaks is a movie about a married couple that have tried over and over to conceive a child and it didn't happen. That would be Morris Chestnut and his wife. And then it kind of starts with you seeing a little bit of them and then them sitting at a table with a potential married couple, and she's willing to be the surrogate. It kind of gets a little eerie because Morris Chestnut goes outside with the guy and the girl's inside with his wife, and they have separate conversations to get to know the couple that's going to be the surrogate for them. And the conversations go a little sideways. So, in turn, they turn around against their feelings that something may be wrong. They get her to be the surrogate. Then the movie goes into a twist where she misses a doctor's appointment or she's late and her husband didn't pick her up for it, so Morris Chestnut takes her. Then all of a sudden, she's getting beat by this husband of hers. And then it spirals into this weird obsession with her being pregnant with Morris Chestnut's kid. And her doing all these crazy little fantasy obsession things. And then her wearing Morris Chestnut's wife's clothes and things like that. And then as it starts to get real deep into the storyline with Morris Chestnut going to visit the fake Mike Walsh husband in jail and telling him, oh, restraining order, blah, 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 don't you ever go near her, such and such and such. And he's like smiling the whole while. Then he goes and visit her in the house because they made her stay with them to protect the baby at all costs because that's all that was important. Then it twists into her doing like sexual advances and him ignoring them but kind of seeking into it a little bit where he gets in trouble at work. And then the fake husband, Mike Walsh, shows up and starts beating her in the house. And then it's like, at this point, it's the middle of the movie, and you're like, who are these people? Is he really her husband? Is this a scam? You know, he's telling her, oh, I'm going to tell him it's a scam because you won't tell him that you're going to keep the baby and we want the money. All types of stuff is going on. So you're in the middle of the movie and you're like, huh, what, where, what is this about? So at that point, they know that's where you're at in the movie, so they try to give you a little background on Mike Walsh and the wife that's the surrogate mother to Morris Chestnut's kid and his wife. And apparently she married a whole bunch of people, and it didn't work out, and she was obsessed, and then she left them, and she killed her foster parent with some scissors or something like that. And it was just randomness in the middle of the movie. It's like, you should have started with her life story because she's going to be the surrogate mother. It's about her, and it's about Morris Chestnut and his wife. So they should have started the story out with them two leading separate lives and what led up to them meeting at that table. Because all the while you're watching this movie and you're like, okay, why is she obsessed with Morris Chestnut? Is he like one of her ex-husbands? You know, is she just in awe by the fact that he has a house and he has some money? Like, I don't see the obsession being that deep just from him having a house and some money. You know, like, whatever money they promised them and paid for the medical bills or whatever the case, it just didn't make sense, excuse me, for her to be that obsessed over that little bit of stuff. Like she never had nothing in her life. Obviously, she had something once upon a time in her life. So then it gets past that, and then he's basically losing his job because he watched videos of her half naked. And then it gets to the point where his friend, like a private investigator or a cop or whatever, starts looking deeper into more stuff. And then they find out that she killed Mike Walsh, the husband. Now, she turns around, goes to his house, creeps up behind him. Now, this is the part that pissed me off in the movie. It was really unrealistic. Most of the movie was unrealistic, is why I'm giving it a thumbs down. But this guy was in the military, did 2 tours, and she creeps up behind him with no music, no noise, and he's drinking a beer, guts him. Okay, he raises his hands, and she's slashing his hands up, stabs him in the gut after stabbing him in the back, drags him, half dead, throws him down the basement stairs. Your man did 2 tours in the military. There's no way. Even getting stabbed, he could have grabbed her and broke her neck. Like, that's not realistic. It's really not. So, after that, it goes on. So, she then has the baby. After she has the baby, all of a sudden, she checks herself out the hospital that same day, which is not realistic either. And she goes and hides in a lake house. I guess that's one of the addresses she was at before her and Mike Walsh teamed up to do this whole scam thing on Morris Chestnut and his wife. And they're there with the baby. Well, she's there with the baby. The baby's laying on the bed. All of a sudden, Morris Chestnut sneaks in the house after making the loudest creak he could possibly make coming down the hallway. Grabs the baby. She's fake asleep. Turns around. And there they are fighting. So now they're fighting. And they're in the living room. Everything's smashing around. Oh, wait. This was right after he attacked the wife. Because she's stupid. She called the ambulance, the cops. They come get her. All of a sudden, her water broke. And all of a sudden, she disappears. Whatever. Because how you going a town over and your water broke to the hospital and nobody knew where you at? So once they do find her, Morris Chestnut and her are fighting. And when it's all over with, he thinks he got her. Which he could have just killed her. The baby was out of her. And she's like coming at him with everything she got. She's outside. She got a shotgun. The wife is in the car now, ready to drive away with the baby. They got the baby in the back seat. Morris Chestnut's in the passenger side. And the wife's on the other side. Now, she turns around, looks at him, looks at her with the gun. She fires a shot. They duck. Okay. Nobody gets shot. Bullet spray don't spray nowhere in the car. Baby don't get hurt. Nobody gets hurt now. The wife goes and runs her over. They leave her outside. They sit on the couch. The next morning the cops come. He look out the window, look at the wife while she's holding a baby. All of this was about a baby now. Nothing else mattered. And like there's not a million people in the world that would be a surrogate for a rich family and they're going to get paid. Because there's nobody else in the world. And they couldn't have picked nobody else. After all this happened. And the cops show up. And he's like, everything's going to be alright. And it goes off. What? Are you crazy? How do you end a movie like that? Like, did he go to jail? We don't find out what was the purpose. We don't find out nothing. We just know everything's going to be all right. No, it's never all right. You don't end the movie like that. That's crazy. And I'm sitting there looking like, are you kidding me? I sat here and watched all this, and this is the ending. Are you kidding me? Did she even die? You know, are they arresting her? Are they arresting him? Are they going to take the baby? What? It was a waste of a movie. Like, they get you stirred up so seriously, and then they just shut you down. I hate movies like that. And apparently Screen Gems made this. And they made all the other crazy movies with stalkers, like The Perfect Guy, and Obsession, and Fatal Attraction was, like, the basis for this movie. Like, they copied. It's just not a must-see. Like, go low budget, watch it off the internet, or something like that. I would not say waste your money on it, because you're going to be disappointed, and that's real talk. That's my honest opinion. You are going to be disappointed. Like, I watched it on my phone. I yelled so hard at my phone that my fiance was like, is it that bad? I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. Like, it was that bad. But that's it for today for my honest opinion on the movie. I mean, you could check it out if you want to. It's up to you. But I was highly disappointed, and I love movies, and I watch movies all the time, TV shows and everything else, and I was highly disappointed, and I'm giving this a thumbs down. Thank you for watching, and I hope you stay tuned to my next review. Have a good night. Bye.